from we are able to get all of our other partners from different parts of India, from Mumbai, from Bangalore, from Hyderabad, from Kerala, and from Jammu and Kashmir as well. This is a very encouraging, view for us for the upcoming delegation visit of the EIC delegation, focusing especially on BPOs and the IT sector. Currently, we had a very good response last time when Ethiopia and India met, and we had agreed to work on collaboration on the IT platforms and also technology and innovation sectors. The delegation that came 2 months back visited Mumbai, Haryana. They visited, Chennai. So we had some very good, encouraging response from various IT companies. And after that, in July again, the Indian delegation went to Ethiopia, and we signed various collaborations and ventures that are going to be planned in the coming few months. And I'm looking forward to see how we can collaborate and how the BPO companies can contribute. And the delegation from EIC for IT, we would mainly focus on inviting them into the South Indian cities of Bangalore, and maybe possible in Hyderabad to see and invite BPO companies. This conference is specifically to build up and create that impetus and engagement for this forthcoming deliberation. And we're very happy that all of our delegates are here, and some of them are going to be presenting themselves. And as per the program, I would then Mohit, who's the next, if we would like to take things forward. And once again, welcome all our delegates to this conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Asif. And with this, we request the pleasure of having Her Excellency Dr. Tista Mulugeza, the Ambassador of Ethiopia, to present her address.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mohit. First of all, I would like to say good morning to all of you. Your Excellency Ato Daniel, the Deputy Commissioner of Ethiopian Investment Commission, and Dr. Rafid, President of Indian Economic Trade Organization, diplomats, and all business people who are participating today in this conference. First of all, it's really a pleasure for me to enable to be part of this important conference. And I would like to also extend my appreciation to the Indian Economic Trade Organization and Dr. Asif and his team for managing to organize this conference, which are especially to engage those business people who are interested in working in with Ethiopia. As you all know, Ethiopia and India has enjoyed a very long years of relationship, and especially since our diplomatic relationship has been there for the last 75 years. We have been enjoying so many issues, especially in terms of trade and investment. Our relationship has been increasing from time to time, and it has been like one of the pillar of the cordial relationship that we have been engaging with India. So our government is really interested to develop this relationship. And as it's already known, there are different kind of Indian companies who are still operating in Ethiopia in different sectors. Close to 600 Indian companies are currently operating in Ethiopia in different sectors. And the trade relation is also increasing from time to time. And as much as possible, we want to develop this relationship into a higher level by attracting many investors, and also working more on in trade. So as Dr. Asif already said, the interest of Ethiopian business is increasing, and for that, even the Ethiopian Investment Commission has been doing or provide, they come up with their delegation to talk about how to engage with the Indian companies in several fields, especially in pharmaceutical, in agro-processing, and others. So for that, they have been engaging with different Indian companies, and I hope A lot has been done for that. And also a delegation from this part also went to Ethiopia I think in May. And for that also, it was a successful visit. And we also expect the re-engagement of those who has already went during that delegation program. Beyond that, the government of Ethiopia is also working in reforming the business environment by providing different kind of incentive and also providing different kind of infrastructure, especially different kind of parks that are dedicated to specific sectors, pharmaceutical, ICT, and several kind of sectors. So I think today's conference, which focuses more on the interest of the Ethiopian Investment Commission, would like to work in close collaboration with the Indian companies in the ICT sector, is also a reflection of this government reform. So for that, the government is highly working in engaging the Ethiopian community and also other businessmen, especially Indian businessmen in the IT sector. And the government is now ready to work on this digitalizing the economy. And for that, different kind of infrastructures, including the ICT park and several kind of necessary facilities are being implemented, for the sake of also generating employment. Many universities are producing different IT technicians. So government is ready enough to look for and also to attract those who are working on this sector. As the vision of the government is, the Ethiopian government is to be one of the country in the middle income countries in the 2025, in the year 2025. For achieving this, it took ICT as one of the pillars to work in. Without the digital economy, reaching into what is being planned is so difficult. So ICT is now one of the pillar of the government to help to reach into the 10 years plan of the government. So for that, different kind of new initiative, including addressing, like providing a different kind of ICT infrastructure for the people in terms of provision of access to mobile phone, in terms of provision of access to telecommunication, and different kind of sectors are being provided by the government. And the Ethiopian Telecommunication Authority is also doing all its best to help to reach into the rural side of the government, even if the level or the percentage of expansion is a little bit lesser than the East Africa level. The Ethiopian government is still working in reaching into the higher level. Especially the commitment is there, and even in terms of the reform. Nowadays, especially for the last 2 years, new companies like Safaricom has also joining the telecommunication sectors, and they have started to work in the network provision sector. And still there are a lot of new provisions being done by the telecommunication sector, and to open it up even to the higher level based. So to reach into this plan of the government, still the government plan or thinks that working with different partners, especially businessmen and governments, who really works and also shows a big achievement on the sector is considered. So one of the country that has showed a very good success in this history is India. So my government is very keen to work with Indian government in this sector, because as I've said, there are the willingness is there, and also the opportunities are there. For instance, there is opportunity in the telecommunication sector. There is opportunity in system integration and the data center. There is opportunity in ICT enabled service, and also in manufacturing different kind of ICT equipments, supply and launch of commercial satellites, in IT infrastructure development projects, and also in terms of building communication towers and leasing to telecom operations, websites, software and technologies, data center development, software development for e-government services, call center development, IT business park management, web-based or mobile market information sharing, ICT training services, business linkage with universities, and so on. So these are like some of the opportunities that are still being investigated by the government and by those concerned offices. And we believe that Indian companies have like a very good capacity on these aspects and at different level. And I just want to express that my government is interested to work with all these sectors with concerned business people and companies. And our embassy is always here to facilitate all the necessary facilities in these aspects. And I hope today's conference would enable to just hear about what is going on from the Ethiopian government side, and also how much the Indian companies are also ready enough to engage in this sector. So I hope would manage to learn a lot from both sides, and it would create a very good enabling environment for working together in the future. And by saying this, I would like to say thank you again. Thank you so much for the Indian Trade Organization, who managed to facilitate this and also organize this important conference. And I'm also willing enough to learn a lot and to listen from all concerned companies. And I wish all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Excellency. And in fact, we are very thankful for your support and all the kind of arrangement that has been done from the Ethiopian side. Thank you very much. And with this, we would like to call His Excellency Mr. Daniel Tersa, the Deputy Commissioner of Ethiopia Investment Commission. He would be talking about the presentation of the planned collaboration with the IT companies in India and sharing the entire plan of action for the coming up future. Mr. Daniel.
Okay. Thank you so much, Her Excellency Dr. Tizita Mulgeta, Ambassador of Ethiopia to India, His Excellency Dr. Asif, Indian Economic and Trade Organization President, all investors and business communities, ladies and gentlemen, good morning from Ethiopia, and good afternoon to you all. I'm very happy to attend this very important conference organized by jointly with Ethiopia Embassy and Indian Economic and Trade Organization. First of all, I would like to extend my deep gratitude to the Embassy of Ethiopia and the Indian Economic and Trade Organization for organizing this very important platform and conference to discuss on investment promotion on ICT sector, and also to take forward our coordination collaboration that we had and also signed with Indian Economic and Trade Organization. Thank you so much. A lot of things has been discussed and addressed by Her Excellency Ambassador. I may point out some pointers that we need to discuss today. We have one presentation that focus on ICT sector and incentives that we have, and also enabling environment that Ethiopian government provide to investors that interest to invest in ICT sector. As has been discussed, Ethiopia and India have a long relationship recently we have a long and also large investor from Indian community, and I can say Indian investors are the second largest business and investor community in Ethiopia. So based on the coordination and collaboration that we had last time, we are accepting a lot of investors from India these days, and also a lot of investors are signing agreement with Ethiopian government to invest in Ethiopia. Today, to discuss about Ethiopian Investment Commission it's a gate for foreign direct investment for Ethiopia, and also serving as a promotion agency and also providing all necessary services, including starting from establishment to aftercare services. And we are also serving as a regulatory body that regulates investment or following up all investment activities in the country. And investment is led by investment board, which the prime minister presides. That means the government of Ethiopia is so and strongly committed and also governs all investment in the country. That means Ethiopian government is set as a priority and also give a due attention to investment sector. In the past 3 years, Ethiopia government has been taking different reforms, particularly focusing on political, economic, and social aspects, of which Ethiopian investment law amendments and reforms that has been undertaken in the past 3 years. And in economic reform, Ethiopian government set and also designed homegrown economic agenda, where Ethiopian government identified 5 major economic sectors, including ICT. ICT sector is one of the major priority sectors that Ethiopian government identified to attract more investment to this sector, and also majorly government work to ease and also address and also build all required infrastructure for these sectors. As Ambassador mentioned, Ethiopian government already built ICT park where investors come and easily get all infrastructure that they require, and also services that they need. We have one-stop services at ICT park. Apart from this ICT park, Ethiopian investment opportunity in ICT sector is untapped. Ethiopia is the second populous in Africa, with more than 115 million population, where 60% of the total population is working age group, and also with large number of graduates from universities, particularly focusing on engineering and ICT sector. And Ethiopian government also working on ease of business doing, addressing all the challenges that our investors may face during the establishment of their companies in Ethiopia, and also operation time in Ethiopia. So where Ethiopian government is keen to attract more investors to this sector, and to have to create more job opportunities and also contribute to Ethiopian economy. As that's been mentioned, Ethiopia also working on the liberalization of public-owned enterprises, and currently Ethio Telecom has been already privatized, and we do have additional operators, which is Safaricom, and operating in Ethiopia. This opportunity that gives and also creates a smooth working and also business environment. So this conference, we believe it's create a lot of opportunities for Indian business group to invest in Ethiopia. We also provide all important information that will help our investors and also Indian investors to invest in Ethiopia. So thank you so much again for the organizers of this platform. And I believe this will take forward our collaboration, coordination that we have with Indian business group and investors, as well as Indian Economic and Trade Association. Following this, we'll invite Favan to give you some presentations on ICT sector. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Can I share my screen?
Please share your screen.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, the Ethiopian Embassy in India, for organizing this amazing conference with the appropriate stakeholders. Thank you for the Indian Economic Trade Organization for also facilitating this and organizing this potential collaboration opportunity. I would just like to take you through what we were thinking and what are the what the potential ecosystems look like in Ethiopia. Most of the things have been mentioned by the ambassador and by the commissioner. So I would just try to give you a brief presentation on what we are talking about. I'm sure due to the opportunities that we have working with India for so long, you guys know what Ethiopia looks like, but just to give you a demographic representation on what Ethiopia looks like, we are about 120 million in population, and we do have about 54 million young and trainable labor force who is engaged in a work environment. Our median age is 19 years old, which makes us a very, very young and populous country in Africa. We do have higher education entities, about 2,000 entities who are universities, TVETs, colleges. Our urban residents are nearly 23.1 million. And we consider the country to be one of the fastest growing economies in Africa. For the past few years, we have recorded about 10% average growth over the past 14 years. Ethiopia has been looking into the digital sector for a while now, and the government of Ethiopia has identified the ICT sector to be one of the 5 priority areas, aside from agriculture, mining, manufacturing, and tourism. So one of the 5 priority sectors in the government has set it is the ICT sector. It used to be considered as only as an enabler, but now it has been identified as the engine for development. So following that, the Ethiopian government has launched a digital transformation strategy, Digital Ethiopia 2025. And in that digital transformation strategy, under 4 pathways, one of the pathways is the IT-enabled services, or the BPO sector, because we do believe all the ingredients that are necessary to host that ecosystem and that investment are here in Ethiopia. We believe that this should be one of the priority areas where the government could work on and could attract investors on. So following this digital Ethiopia, many reform agendas has been following up. We do have a national ID, digital payment strategy, national ID, electronic signature, electronic transaction, data protection law, startup proclamation, and many more out of the 80 reform agendas that has been going on for the past few years. The digital reform agendas has been also included in this So just to give you an information on the capital city of Ethiopia, which is Addis Ababa, where we believe that most of the companies are resided in. Addis Ababa is one of the international cities in the world. It's a home of about 115 embassies, hub of Ethiopian Airlines, and different headquarters for different international entities like the African Union, the UNECA, and different entities have placed themselves in Addis Ababa. It has about 600 and more hotels that are populated in Addis Ababa and near Addis Ababa. We do have 14 international community schools. The time zone, actually not only Addis Ababa, but also overall Ethiopia, the time zone is completely overlaps with Europe, but have significantly 6 to 7 hours with USA, overlapping hours with USA, which makes it a very good location to host BPO investors. There are around 570 business offering wide range digital finance, e-commerce, transport, and tech companies that are mainly located in Addis Ababa. As mentioned earlier, starting from making the ICT sector one of the 5 priority areas in the investment sectors, the government of Ethiopia has been doing different reform agendas, about 80, more than 80 in fact, and the focal areas of those reform agendas have been focused on the ICT. Which is a showcase for the government, how serious the government is on attracting ICT investors to Ethiopia. So just to show you the market attractiveness on the BPO sector for Ethiopia, the market size of the BPO is expected to be about 11 billion USD. Potential of large African market being 12th most populous country in the world. And when we talk about the infrastructure, we do have one of the cheapest electricity price, which is backed by green energy, totally renewable energy sourced power supply. It's about 0.06 USD per kilowatt hour. We do have different industrial parks that are focused on different areas, but what makes it interesting is we do have one dedicated specialized ICT park, which is about 200 hectares in a land, and it's located in Addis Ababa, but I will come back to the ICT park and what it has, what the features look like back in my presentation. So now we do have 2 telecom providers. We used to only have one telecom provider, but now we have another Vodacom Safaricom collaboration telecom provider, which makes it another interesting thing on the infrastructure that we have been doing. The real estate cost is considered to be a very competitive cost. It's about 9 USD per square meter per month. Saying that, moving to the other attractiveness area where we believe that Ethiopia could offer mainly is the talent source. 70% of our population is under the age of 30, which is a very, very large number. And we do have about 2,000 universities in Tibet and colleges that are specialized in mainly in STEM-related education, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The enrollment has been, there used to be a policy where 70% of the enrolled students should be engaged in STEM-related fields. which gave us a very large number of engineers, computer science graduates, and related education field. About 300,000 students every year graduate from our higher education. It's also a very attractive number for such cases like BPO and related ICT investments. Aside from the number and the abundant resource, the abundant talent that we have, the cost is very competitive. The average cost is about 220 up to 550 USD per month for entry level to mid-level ICT professionals. And following that, the government of Ethiopia has focused on promoting and launching different tax incentives, financial incentives regarding the sector. The sector by itself was not on the map. So we do have now a BPO license for specifically BPO companies, and also BPO incentives related to the license that they have. Just to zoom in ICT Park, the ICT Park actually it was established, or it was led by one of Indian companies, Wipro. So it modeled a city of the Bangalore so it has the ICT service, the start, the R&D, the IT manufacturing, the hardware itself. So it's an ecosystem where every player comes together and benefit from each other. It's about 200 hectares of land. The buildings are about 300 hectares, and there are leasable buildings. There are leasable bare lands that are already developed with connectivity and power. It's a service land, that's what we call it. And the real estate cost is much lesser than the downtown. It's about $5 per square meter per month. And so it has redundant connectivity and power, where we would like for the ecosystem players to come together and play accordingly. So thank you very much.
Thank you EIC and Mr. Daniel and Ms. Febe. In fact, they hosted us very good when our delegation was there in Ethiopia. So ultimately, we are going ahead to one more presentation segment where the Indian companies are going to present themselves before the EIC and the Ethiopian embassy to talk about the possible collaborations. So I would request every of the companies to please keep the entire overview very short and simple, because ultimately the delegation is going to come very soon in India, and we would be arranging one-to-one meetings for you. So I would request you to keep it a little bit shorter, just to present your company and the opportunity. So I first request Mr. Darshan to please join us from Bangalore to present. Yes, Mr. Darshan.
Hi everyone. Good morning to friends in Africa. Good afternoon to friends in India. My name is Darshan. I have around 20 years of experience in IT. First 10 years I was with MNC. The next 8 years I have started my own testing firm, and now I do evangelism on blockchain and AI/ML, and I also promote open innovation, which means that I put a framework wherein large companies, MNCs can work with startups so that they can work together for a common cause. Because of this, I have been working with numerous startups and MNCs. So it is my privilege to bring a set of 6 to 8 startups to you. We have selected these startups based on certain uniqueness, what they bring onto the table, and also that they are happy to collaborate, and their offerings can be extended to African nations. So first, let me introduce her second innings, Manjula, who have been working to bring women back to work. Her motive is that women who have taken break either for any reasons. She has put a platform wherein they get upskilled, that is on the technical grounds. Second one is they also get help for understanding the constraints they have and mentor them so that they are mentally prepared to come back to work. Now, this has been running for a long time, and she has a community of 30,000 people, women who have been influenced by her product. Now she is extending that similar product for lower strata of people, where she can encourage entrepreneurship for women and people from lower strata. Let it be converting food products into marketable products, or let it be reusable products which can, like handbags or so, or let it be arts. So these are what she helps. So I hand it over to Manjula so she can explain more about the startup and her product.
Awesome. Thank you, Darshan, for the wonderful intro, and thank you everyone for bringing us to just showcase who we are. As Darshan says, it is her second innings to bring women back to work. So the portal completely built with a tech platform to just bring any women back to career stream and to make sure every woman is financially independent. Needless to say that our economy and the country grows when we just empower every financially independent. Is there any question?
No, I think we can request somebody to go on mute, please.
Perfect. Right. So that's the platform, her second innings, where we can just bring any women back to career stream. So what is that we are currently focusing? Our belief is IT as a technology, where we are also talking about ICT, one of the backbone to make the wonder happen. And by sitting at home, women can just get themselves coached, assessed and skilled, and finally find the right career opportunity. Currently, we are just serving Fortune 500 clients across the globe. And right now, we are also adding another portfolio to help women to become a homepreneurs. By sitting at home, they can start earning money using their skills. So that's where we are, and happy to support you at any time. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Manjula. I think that's a very good initiative which can be easily extended to any kind of population to upskill and bring them and create job opportunities. So that was the first startup. The second startup is headed, or the founder is Dr. Neeraj Seth. He is a doctor himself, and he believes in enabling health needs for all strata of people. So when we say the health needs, most of them are covered by insurance, but there is a lot of expenses which happens out of pocket. And when this happens, they would need financial planning for long term and immediate cash requirement. So that is one of his dream, to make a tech enabled platform to help people who are in hospitalization or not, to get financial aid as well as any other medical support they need. I would request Neeraj to tell more about the startup.
Thanks, Darshan. Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. As Darshan mentioned, just to give a quick overview, the endeavor that we are on to is trying to solve for the health finance needs, keeping in mind how humans behave and how humans work. What we are trying to essentially do is solve for the needs for liquidity when it comes at a point of expense, whether it is hospitalization or non-hospitalization. But we are also using technology to create product paths where dependency within families can be removed. In every family, in every country, if you look at it, there are 2 or 3 earning members, the rest are dependent members. And the biggest problem that happens psychologically for humans, where they have to go back and ask for something for basic and core needs. If technology can create products where that dependency can be removed, elders in the family get monthly cash flow for their health expenses, and the earning member can do all the financial engineering to manage those finances. or kids in the family can be given training to be independent at an early age, to manage health, manage their own health and take care of themselves, then we are looking at a better society in a longer term. And that is what is the endeavor that we are on to. And we believe that, such products can really bring about a change in India as well as in a lot of emerging markets, including African nations. And hence, the idea of coming to this platform and just giving an overview of what we are doing. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Neeraj. I think that there is a lot more which we can learn from the product. I'm sure when the delegation comes here, we would be having more time to explain. Now, I would like to call the new age technology, which is what we have seen is when the pandemic hit, everybody started working from home. Now, there is a need for a hybrid workplace where you can work from home as well as have an office environment. Meet on Bubble is that such an environment which is created using a tech platform where you get a closeness with your colleagues, like you're talking in an office space, but also the flexibility to work from home. I request the founder to talk about Taki to talk about the features and the idea behind creating such a product. Taki.
Thank you very much, Darshan, for the invitation. I'm happy to be here yet in another event in Africa. Last year, I was part of a mining event between Africa and Canada with the Chamber of Business. So happy to be here again. Thank you. So I'm one of the founders of Meet on Bubble, but our company actually is called Last Link. On Last Link, we do two things. We have a service side, which we support virtual events, corporate trainings, online learning, and on the other side, we build technologies. So to go to the technology side, as Darshan mentioned, we have built Meet on Bubble, and Meet on Bubble is actually a full virtual building. It could be a school, it could be a hospital, it could be even a headquarters. Today, the idea of it, can you have a school that students or teachers can just walk into at any time, whether it's through the website, whether through your email, and once they walk in, it's a 2D platform, it's not 3D platform, because we have Zoom today, which only one person or two people can talk at a time, and we have the VR sets that everybody's investing today, which is Meta and Microsoft, and not everybody can afford the headsets, they're expensive. So we wanted to be the middle, so we decided to build this technology where you have a full functioning school that replicates the real life experience. What I mean by this is, if we're 20 people here, all the 20 of us could be in one room and we can divide into groups. We don't have to break out rooms and we can talk in small groups. That's just one of the main features that we have on the platform. Today, we work with school districts in the US. We work with American Express and MasterCard to support their corporate training. We work with Saudi Aramco to a lot of their special programs. And we also work with some governments like the Canadian government, Trinidad and Tobago, to support their education. And as we're talking now, we're going to be running an initiative with the Trinidad and Tobago government for 2 weeks to support the youth with education, learning about AI and robotics and other technologies. So this is just in short. Would be happy to explore opportunities in Africa when it comes to hosting events. We can help host events. We can host also with the educational side if we could. And then most importantly, me and my team have been in the startup world for more than 8 years and would be happy to just be part of communities where we can just give back what we learned so far. Again, thanks very much for the invitation.
So thank you. That was a wonderful pitch. And see, the idea is that they can do virtual as well as physical mixed together to create a hybrid environment which everyone is preferring to. The next startup is all about community, and I am here is the platform where we build communities together so that they can work together and they can contribute in multiple ways. So I invite Naren, who's the founder of I'm Here, to talk about the platform.
Hey, thanks, Darshan. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, Naren, please go ahead.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Naren from I Am Here. I Am Here briefly. We are a location-based community platform that enables social collaboration, local commerce, and citizen engagement. Just to give you a perspective, let's say all of us know Facebook. We go to Facebook to connect with friends globally, right? We go to LinkedIn to connect with professionals globally. We have Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, where we connect with our followers, again, globally. But we don't have a platform today that helps us connect with people near us, right? Which is where, ironically, we spend 70% of our lives. We spend in our neighborhoods and in our communities. Sometimes we want to meet hobbyists near us in our communities. Sometimes we want to talk to businesses. We want to know about business and promotions that are happening nearby. There are NGOs doing donation drives, volunteering drives. We get to know about them after they are over. I'm here is solving this problem where we are bringing together people, businesses, and NGOs together in neighborhoods and communities and enabling discovery, collaboration, and commerce. And we are a little more than 500,000 users right now, winners of some of the Government of India awards, AG's Graham Bell Innovation Awards, some media recognitions as well. We are incubated at NASSCOM, the government recognized incubation center here in India. A team of ex-Cisco, ex-Schneider Electric, and startup professionals who came together and said, hey, let's solve this problem. We understand technology. We understand a little bit of business. So let's put together and create a platform for people to connect nearby. That is what I Am Here is. Right, happy to collaborate with the African environment, with the Ethiopian government. If there are needs, happy to provide that, work with your maybe smart city initiatives where people in neighborhoods, in communities can discover each other, collaborate with each other. Happy to enable commerce also for that.
Thanks, Naren. That's a nice initiative of yours. Next one is a service company, right? So DTC is a service company which is backed by a fund. They have an idea that we have to provide, India is famous for services, right? So they have built a service company which has around 60 people right now. In next 2 to 3 years, they are planning to go to 500 people. And the idea is that they want to bring go all over the world and build local environments and local people who can build softwares and all. So I invite Rajesh to talk about both the funding and the acquiring aspect of his company, as well as the services which he can provide to the global government.
Sorry, thank you, Darshan, having me here, and I think hope I'm audible to all of you. All right, so yeah, let me quickly, give a quick introduction about, the DTC which Darshan talked about. DTC is a startup company which is founded 2 years ago, more into the digital innovation, digital transformation. And primarily the business focus is to build the solutions around the latest digital, the stack of technologies, including the artificial intelligence, machine learning, data, the data science, the IoT, the cloud, the part, the cloud, the transformations, things like that. So, so it's a more, is a fast-growing company which is. They keep acquiring customers, and they keep the building distance and scale across the the domain and the different geography. So with the 2 offices outside India, with one is Bangalore as being the headquarters, and then the US and UK office, they are fastly expanding and growing in the different markets. So the River Group, which is a UK-based investment banking and investment management company, is where I'm representing, and also representing the DTC on the board. So the River Group has acquired the majority stake in the DTC, and so the between the DTC and River Group, there is a substantial the impetus to organically grow, and also acquire inorganic the strengths. going to the different geos, especially the emerging markets and also the developing, the economies. So Africa has been one of the such, the geo where the DTC sees the opportunities to go to business, and both from the river as well. The river is also, the partly, the more fueling their growth in terms of, the bringing on the table the new technologies, new technology partnerships, the new technology companies in the innovation space to be part of their journey. And Reward is into multiple and the diversity of the expansion in the business. Their investment goes to the edutech, fintech, the EV vehicles, which is primarily driving the global the auto, the industry now, and then to the information technology, then the deep tech in this space, the edutech, these are the kind of the sectors they are focusing on to acquire the business and other. So in a case, eventually it could be the bring as a portfolio companies, or it could be part of the DTCs. So between the DTC and the reward, we are looking at how we the reach out markets, especially the African region.
Hello. I'm not sure whether it was my internet or there was some disturbance.
And in fact, the idea is we know the basic concept of Rivera Group.
Yeah,
Rajesh,
thank
we got
you.
your idea.
Okay, so I would like to introduce the last startup of the day, and that is Nano Health. Manish has been.
Now?
Hi. Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, Manish, please talk about the startup.
Hi, I'm Manish. I'm the CEO and founder of Nano Health. We are a digital health platform. We help transform the existing health systems into proactive, coordinated, and continuous health. So we work with large hospitals, various public health programs, etc., to make sure that we are able to capture their operational, clinical, and financial information together. So we have our platform being used by the governments, by large hospitals, by clinic chain, and so on. So it's a very where we are a little different from the most of the EHRs are that we extend the care beyond the walls of the clinics and hospitals to the home as well. So basically, the patient see it as a continuous engagement that they see before and after their clinic and hospital visits. We also work with corporates, especially on their health and wellness side, and where again our differentiator is that we offer a continuous health management and not only a transactional things like a health checkup or doctor consultation or teleconsultation, but we make sure that the continuum of care is actually maintained. So that's where we are.
Thanks, Manish. I think that's a good initiative, and mostly the developing countries will also need the health management systems as such. There are other two startups which I would like to mention quickly and then close. One is a student entrepreneur wing of PS College worked with Co-Create. They create student entrepreneurs, and they have created around 25 to 30 entrepreneurs in one college, and they would be happy to collaborate. They said today for the short notice they couldn't attend, but they would love to meet when you are here and explain how the ecosystem of building people rather than looking for job, creating jobs is the idea behind this particular venture. They do fund, and they do happy to extend their framework to anybody who would be looking for it. The next one is a Techurate, which is a digital banking service. They are Africa based. Yeah, so it is a digital banking service which has around 20-25 banks as customer in Africa. They have in Zambia, in Zimbabwe, they have got a mandate where they have to create a local job opportunity and localization of softwares which they want to create. So that is a good initiative which they have created, where the software will be created in India, but then the implementation of the software will be done by local partners, which will be trained by Techurate and developed. This is a 2 to 3 year program wherein they have to build the, they train the resources, build the resources, and also transfer the knowledge of the IT to the local partners, so that the local ecosystem jobs are created and the jobs are not moved outside the country. So I think that's an initiative which everybody would love to discover and talk about. These were the 8 startups which I wanted to present from Bangalore. Thank you for this great opportunity, and I'll hand it over to the team organizing team. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And we have to look at the entire corridor from the Bangalore side. So we have all these companies who are looking to partner with the Ethiopian side ahead. Now I invite Mr. Murthy Devarabotla to talk about the Hyderabad IT corridor and talking about the software ventures in Hyderabad. Mr. Murthy. You can unmute yourself first.
Very good evening, Madam Ambassador and Ieto President Asif Iqbal and other delegates. And I am Dr. Murthy from Hyderabad IT chapter, Cyberabad Angels. Let me have this opportunity to introduce our startups. One from Ms. Monica, CEO of Fixu Technologies. The other one is Mr. Suresh Chandra, PCS, and other company, Ammon Square. Ms. Ramya, CTO of the company. Let me invite Ms. Monica to talk about her company quickly. We were running short of time. Ms. Monica.
Thank you, Dr. Murthy. Hi, this is Monica. We work on a couple of deep tech startups. One such startup is into, again, machine learning and AI, where it is mostly like a social listening tool, which helps brands understand their social standing or brand valuation among their customers and their users. The name of the product is called Oris, and a lot of it's multi-vertical product. That means it can support any kind of vertical, starting from FMCG to education, to marketing, retail stores, anything. There was a year ago, actually, the product was used by a Canadian political party also to understand their stand where they are. Apart from that, we also work on blockchain technology products, mostly right now into education sector. We are slowly trying to get into other sectors as well. We can talk in a little more detail, probably at another forum where we have a little more time. Thank you, Dr. Murthy.
Thank you, Monica. Let's invite Ramya from Ammon Square. Ramya, can you just brief about your company and service offerings?
Yeah, sure, Murthy. Hello, hi. Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I want to thank you for this opportunity. I'm Ramya. I'm working as a CTO for Aman Square Technologies. A brief of my company, like Aman Square is an IT company formed in February 2019, and it is based in Hyderabad, India. Our main motto is like we strive to be the customer choice company, helping our customer to automate and grow with our latest cutting edge technologies and support. And our main core strength and focus are into like artificial intelligence, image processing, machine learning, and deep learning. And we also do cloud services and web applications, mobile app development, game development as well digital marketing. So these are the main services which we offer. We have like 30 plus customers, clients, and which is based in 8 different countries. We are very happy to collaborate with Ethiopian government and Ethiopian IT industry. We also welcome Ethiopian government to Hyderabad, India. So we can find much time to discuss more.
Thank you, Ramya.
Thank you, Murthy.
Thank you, Ramya. And let me introduce Mr. Suresh Chandra, CTO of PCS. Suresh, can you please introduce yourself or your company?
Sure, Dr. Murthy. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to represent the Promethean Cloud Solution here in this global forum. Myself, Suresh Chandra, CTO of Promethean Cloud Solutions. We are basically an IT and digital media company. Just to tell you about what we are basically is like we are the sole implementers and the media platform providers for tours and travels industry in southern part of India. So we actually established in 2015, and we currently have ties up with major luxury manufacturers in South India. We provide service to various clients in the fields of installing media platforms in their buses and any other transport vehicles. We have our own designed and developed state-of-art media app, which is called Smart Highway, which is being used in major travels, buses or trains and any other vehicles. Our strengths are basically the 7 years of experience in this particular industry. We have installed this particular software and the screens in over 300 buses, and also installed 10,000 plus screens. We actually very good vast experience in installing per seat entertainment system. And what we do is actually we consult with travel industry owners, and we actually offer our solutions, and we based on their need we will actually install and maintain their actual the installed services. We provide consultation while installing necessary hardware. We also procure the media equipments, which could be TVs, tablets, speakers, any other related materials which are required for buses and other transport vehicles.
Thank you, Suresh.
Yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much, and for your brief intro. And thank you, Ieto and Madam Ambassador, for the opportunity. We would like to welcome Ethiopian delegation to Hyderabad. We are eagerly waiting for your delegation. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohit.
Thank you very much, Dr. Murthy, for introducing the companies from Hyderabad. And in fact, we are looking forward for a better collaboration in the coming months. I will now request Mr. Wali Kashmi to introduce about the IT companies in Mumbai and take it forward. Mr. Wali.
Thank you, Mohit. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Your Excellency. Good afternoon, Honorable Deputy Minister, Mr. Daniel, members of EIC, President of Ieto, other dignitaries, friends, and colleagues. Thank you so much for being on the call. I just wanted to give you a just quick brief background on, in the fiscal year in 2022, the total revenue generated by the export services from the IT industry from India itself was ranging about $150 billion. And out of the 150 billion, the banking and financial services and insurance services dominated the export market with approximately about 61.4 billion. With high tech and telecom about 26.3 billion, manufacturing services about 24.3, and other services about 37.2. The reason for me to share these numbers is also primarily because so banking, financial services, and the insurance services is really one of the largest sector, and Mumbai being the hub of the financial services or the financial capital of India, these are the numbers that really come out from the Maharashtra point of view as well. So while we say Maharashtra, I mean, of course, we look at, of course, the companies are spread across everywhere, because we had, as mentioned earlier by the member of EIC, TCS, Wipro, Infosys, while they're based in Bangalore and other cities, of course, they are currently generating every year almost about, about 100,000 job opportunities every year. So the Indian business services market is quite large at, and it's projected to be at a much higher rate by 2025. Now, India in itself raises about more than about 6 lakh or 600,000 cloud experts across all verticals, including technology. And keeping that as a base, Maharashtra government or Maharashtra per se is promoting a lot and taking a lot of initiative towards development of IT and ITES sectors in the state, with formulating progressive policies, developing IT parks, knowledge centers, and knowing that Pune is one of the hubs of IT. We are looking at other regions like Nagpur, Aurangabad, and other places within Maharashtra who are also prominently coming up in the IT space itself. Now, having said that, I would, without further ado, I'm going to also share with you a couple of companies that are a part of the BFSI sector. One is, of course, JMR Infotech, and the other one is where Mr. Frank will actually speak. So I am going to request Mr. Suresha from JMR Infotech to please, share a little bit about JMR. For the next couple of minutes, a quick intro, please. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Wali. Good morning and good afternoon. Thanks for giving this great opportunity. I'll be very brief. So JMR is a 15-plus-year-old company having more than 200-plus satisfied customers with a deep focus in the African market and, of course, a strong presence in Ethiopia itself. One additional thing is, for a vibrant and growing economy like Ethiopia, banking and financial services, makes a very important, plays a very important role. In this segment, we at JMR, we bring in world-class core banking and analytics solutions. So not only the technology, we also bring in global best practices as part of our offering to help banks in Ethiopia to be on par with some of the best banks in the world. We look forward to work very closely with all of you to take Ethiopia to newer heights. Thanks for giving this opportunity, Mr. Wali.
Thank you, Mr. Suresha. I appreciate it. And as you mentioned that, you are already present in Ethiopia and other parts of Africa as well. And I think that will be a significant, element to really penetrate more into the market as well. So thank you, Mr. Suresha. I would invite Mr. Frank, if you can share a little bit about the technology-based insurance parts that we have. So if you can share that, please.
Thank you, Wali, and good afternoon, good morning to all of you present here. I carry 25 plus years of experience in the IT industry across multiple countries. Of late, I've been consulting for banking and finance organizations, especially into insurance sectors, where we carry IT products, which is very, very unique. We do a legacy logic, transporting of legacy logic using new technologies to AI, ML, and data science. Apart from that, of late, I've been instrumental in doing transfer of technologies in the aerospace and defense, both from Russia and Israel to the Indian market under Make in India. And we are happy to extend that technology to Ethiopia as well, if required, and more into AI and ML in the IT space. There's a lot more that I carry, but just for the short of a time, I'll just leave it here for now. Thank you, Wali, once again.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Having said that, we have this filtered few companies also, because we are looking at there's an Ethiopia delegation that we will bring over to Ethiopia to promote the IT parks and the IT companies, and to look at a much stronger collaboration. And this is really a glimpse of what the IT companies that we have. And of course, there's a much larger fabric that we have right now. So having said that, I will pass this back to Mohit, and I look forward to a very IT specific delegation going over to Ethiopia very, very soon, to look at a much stronger engagement when we're there in person. Thank you.
you very much, Mr. Wali. And in fact, we are looking forward for this kind of collaborations with the companies from all across India traveling to Ethiopia for better collaboration and understanding the entire nuances of working there. Now I invite Mr. Samir Ehsan, the CEO and Managing Director of Infinity Technologies. Mr. Samir? Yes.
Hello. Good afternoon. Hello, Ethiopia. Her Excellency. Well, it was a short notice for me to get into this conference. I would have invited a couple of, companies from Kashmir. Actually, I'm from Jammu and Kashmir. And there is a lot of focus right now from the government to establish industrial setup in Jammu and Kashmir. So we have a lot of capabilities when it comes to IT, in infrastructure development, or manager services, software, BPO center, in education. So there are some companies who have done, commendable jobs in India. I'm just talking about one company which is called Comtech Info Solutions, who have, been very pivotal in terms of doing the digitization of, Aadhaar and, a lot of such projects like CPIS, Aadhaar, electoral digitization of, of the J&K population. Besides, they have done really a good commendable job in, putting up the fiber in a lot of cities of India. Similarly, there are companies who have established a data center in one of the company called SA Power, who have developed a data center worth approximately $12 million US dollars for the state of J&K. It was a turnkey project and successfully working. Besides that, there are companies who are working with US, Europe, a lot of other countries for different manager services when it comes to development, giving support, giving manpower. There are startups who have recently developed applications for weather forecasting, for e-farming, agriculture e-farming. And when it comes to system integration, there are companies who have been giving a lot of solutions to government for different applications, whether it is automation, whether it is IT infrastructure setup, it is implementation of citizen services like call center setups or internet services. So there is a lot of capability when it comes to companies working in Jammu and Kashmir who have who wants to work outside. And some companies have spread out to a lot of other countries in Africa, in US, in Europe, and in India also. So I would request and I would like to invite the Ethiopian delegation to Kashmir, because Kashmir is a very much feasible when it comes to IT, when it comes to software development, when it comes to manufacturing electronic chips. Because of the environment, because of the location. Now, Jammu and Kashmir has been very, what you call is systematic in terms of establishment of different establishments, different industry setups. Government is also got the proposal of approximately $1 billion investments. So I request Ethiopian government to form a delegation, and you're welcome to Kashmir, so that we can plan a kind of collaboration with the ICT companies here. And I'm sure there are a lot of companies who would like to set up their offices in Ethiopia, and do whatever capabilities there can be at capability sharing, there can be transfer of technology. And we also invite a lot of Indian companies who are, I've been listening from past, when this started, and I have seen a lot of projects, a lot of capabilities from Bangalore, from Hyderabad. So we are very open to collaborations to work with you all. And that's it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And in fact, we are looking forward to having a wonderful view and the delegation coming into India and talking about better understanding and opportunities. Is there any remarks I request from Her Excellency the Ambassador as a concluding remarks from her side?
Thank you, Mr. Mohit. First of all, I would like to say thank you so much for all participants, especially participants from IT companies in Hyderabad, Bangalore, Jammu and Kashmir, and also Mumbai. This really gives me the opportunity that this IT issue is very diversified, and there are a lot of projects that are being implemented here in India, and that can be easily transferred to Ethiopia, and the sky is the limit. And I hope the Ethiopian Investment Commission has also taken note on these opportunities, and it helped them to give a glimpse of what is really going on here and happening from different side of India. I also would like to thank Dr. Asif and his team for organizing this successful meeting and conference, enabling us to see different faces from different aspects, who really gives us a promise to work together with Ethiopia. And in addition to that, I would also like to thank the EIC group, who really took the initiative to promote business between Ethiopia and India, who really shows their willingness still to work with us, and who really also shows their confidence in our embassy to work together to help to promote business opportunities between the two sisterly countries, and who are always ready to benefit from collaboration between the two countries. And I also would like to thank my staff, who are always tirelessly working to help to promote again the relationship between India and Ethiopia in terms of business, especially in trade and investment. Finally, I can say that since today we have worked on just listening what is happening here and there in different parts of India and what are the opportunities from the Ethiopian side. I hope this conference would get materialized very soon, and would see the Ethiopian delegation very soon here to come and to work together physically, and then to change this in reality. And for this, my embassy is always willing enough to provide all the necessary support for both sides, because we are always here to promote the friendly relationship between these two sisterly countries. And I'm really grateful for everything, and thank you so much. And I wish all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Excellency. And a quick remarks from Mr. Daniel from EIC. Very quick closing remarks.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you all for the brief presentation of your companies and also organizing these presenters. I'm very happy to coordinate and also to have such great experience from the companies. As it has been mentioned, Ethiopia has a lot of untapped potential investment in this sector. We are highly inviting all Indian companies, those who have showed interest to invest in ICT sector in Ethiopia. The sector is really untapped and looking for more investors. And we have some investors in ICT sectors from India, but we need a lot of investors. As you've mentioned, India has a potential in ICT sector and also expanding to the world. So we need to have those investors in Ethiopia. And also we are very happy to coordinate with those companies and more companies from India to realize their investment in Ethiopia. What we promise and pledge here is Ethiopian Investment Committee take all the responsibilities to support, facilitate, and also realize this investment in Ethiopia, as we are the gate for all foreign direct investment in Ethiopia. And Ethiopian government is also very supportive and also very working on the facilitation to have more investors in Ethiopia. The market is also here. The potential investment we have in ICT and other sector is also very large. So then companies are the most welcomed, and also we are here to welcome the delegation of Indian companies focusing on ICT. And as Ambassador mentioned, Ethiopian delegation will come to India to discuss in detail opportunities that we have, and also understand and to have a better understand in this ICT sector. We know the sector is very dynamic and also very changing time to time. So it's better to have a holistic understanding and better understanding in how to regulate, how to incentivize this sector, and also how to use plenty of opportunities that Ethiopia has also. So in a very short period of time, we'll send our delegation, and we are also ready to welcome ICT based investors and companies to Ethiopia. Thank you so much. I'm very happy. And I also would like to thank Indian Economic and Trade Organization for facilitating jointly with our embassy in Ethiopia, in India. So my deep gratitude also goes to Ethiopian embassy in India for facilitating, for working tirelessly, coordinating with the organization to make this conference happen. So thank you all. Thank you, Ambassador.
The next left onto Miramar.
Thank you very much, sir. I invite Dr. Asif to present his concluding remarks. Dr. Asif.
Thank you very much, Mohit and Excellency. Thank you once again for participating. Mr. Daniel Teresa for being a good host to us while we were there in Ethiopia. And our objective of bringing these companies is to bring them with us to Ethiopia, and then then have them visit the special economic zone that has been created for IT companies and the BPOs specifically, because there are a lot of BPOs in India who are looking at sharing a part of their operations in Ethiopia, and that's exactly what we would like to propose and bring these companies there, and then have a lot of work and a lot of human potential, skill trained IT professionals from our various experts that we have in our organization. Bangalore and Hyderabad being one of the topmost destinations for IT collaboration. While your delegation comes this time specifically for IT, we would like to focus on making these collaborations successful in Hyderabad and Bangalore. We have already spoken to a few companies who will also be accompanying us to the next delegation, which is IT specific. And this is one of the objectives of today's conference. And of course, the embassy has always been a very good host, and they have been supporting us. And we would look forward, and also the ambassador, to welcome her to Kashmir. That is a region that she has not been. And our hosts in Kashmir are, waiting to welcome her. And we would like to make these collaborations and also enjoy the lovely beauty of the scenic hills of Kashmir. So, Excellency, next destination would be to come to Kashmir, like how you have been coming to other cities. And we'll also build up the IT collaborations there. And when the team comes, we will be very happy to welcome them there as well. So we are looking forward to the next delegation of EIC coming to India, and we'll also look forward to take the next delegation of IT to Addis Ababa. Thank you so much, Excellency, and all our delegates, partners, and our companies who have participated today and in understanding this orientation program. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
From any company, is there any specific question from the? Can raise any specific question if you have from any of the companies.
They can write it down, Mohit, and we can address it to the, to Mr. Daniel with all those questions.
Perfect. That is better. So we'll initiate that, and you can write your queries and questions to us, which we will forward it to EIC and the embassy. Thank you so much for joining us, and we are looking forward to better collaboration. Thank you, Excellency. Thank you, the entire team and companies who have participated. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Your destination is on the left.